We have another community spotlight tonight. We were fortunate enough to sit down with Jrod from Ape Nation. I actually was there from pretty much the beginning, so I got to see when it went all the way down to 8, and now the community took it over and brought that floor right over 100 now. So that's really awesome to see. And welcome on, Jrod.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us, man. We greatly appreciate it. You know, it's been a long road, and to be here with you guys is, you know, it's a pleasure and it's a great opportunity for us. So we greatly appreciate it.
Oh, we've been watching too. I mean, since TJ was involved, we've kind of had an eye on it since the beginning. What's been going on, and TJ, you stayed in too. You've been riding.
I've been holding. I've been riding the train the whole time, getting the updates from the Wolf and Showtime. I appreciate that, and so I've been loving it.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where I was on the, me and Tom were on the outside looking in for this, and TJ, because TJ's famous over here for wanting to make either ape projects or profile pics, and me and Tom always are like the ones on the outside. But this is one TJ was like, "Nah, guys, I don't care what you guys are saying.
I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyway. I don't care."
Yeah,
and I'm glad I did.
so he got us going on this, and he kind of kept us. We at one point we looked at it and we're like, "Oh man, that thing's going down, TJ. I think that something happened with it. I don't know if it's a rug pull, whatever happened to it." And he's like, "Nah, man, there's something going on." And then kind of brought us back into what was actually happening, and it was really cool. Your guys' story is actually very it's one of the feel-good stories inside the CNFT space for sure, or just the NFT in general. You see so many projects that get abandoned sometimes and never make a comeback. You guys have done the complete 180 on the opposite end of that. So I'm glad to have you on and kind of give us a fill in on what you guys are working to, because I know you got some big plans in the works, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'll fill you in a little bit on the new team story. So as you guys just mentioned, you know, this was we had the previous founders. For whatever reason, you know, there's no really point to go into it, but they couldn't continue. Luckily, the team, Mr. B, Showtime, and Scram were able to pick up all the keys and everything we needed to actually, you know, continue the project. So that takeover officially happened on March 8th. Nice. You know, and we really like to think of ourselves as, you know, the CNFT or NFTs in general, comeback story of the year, man. You know,
yeah,
that 30 for 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough road. I mean, not tough, but it's been a lot of work. You know, we're grateful to our community. You know, as you guys know, without a solid community, there is no project. The community is everything. So we're grateful for our community, man. Again, you know, we came from the bottom, man, and we're doing great things. Yeah. You know, we just have a go big or go home mentality, you know. So
I mean, came from the bottom is 100%, you know, it's very accurate, because that's the main reason why I think we've talked about you 3 or 4 times. Originally, because TJ was just interested and was like, "I'm buying this, I'm getting in, we'll see what happens, I'm gonna ride it up." And then we had followed along and saw the, you know, the news about the original team, and since then our focus was kind of like seeing that there was going to be some sort of community step in, which we've seen in the past with some other projects. It's been tried before, but when we really started taking focus, is like, oh, this is working. Like, this community is actually really reviving this. You know, at first it was just kind of back up to like 35, 40, getting close to like, you know, mint price, and then, you know, now so it's a whole new project pretty much.
Yeah, man, it's a completely different ballgame right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the big thing inside of space too that I remember, again, not really being involved in the project outside of from hearing from TJ, was that you guys got picked up by some big community members inside the space too. I remember hearing Fettuccine's name, and that sparked some interest because we talked to Fet over there as well. And you know, we know he's big inside the space in general. And then you guys had some other community members that kind of stepped in and started to take over the project. Can you kind of explain, like, especially your role too, like Jrod, like, how did you get into Ape Nation? Like, what was the reason that you got involved with the community, and, you know, how has it been with those different advisors, and how that kind of get organized?
Yeah, so me myself, I got into Ape Nation, I guess, a day or two before mint. I wasn't there from before, but I did get there the day or before day of mint. You know, and I was going really heavy in the Discord. I really love, you know, again, everybody was attracted to the project because of the art. It's great art.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was attracted, and I was very vocal. Along with Mr. B, I think I was one of the original ones talking on those spaces that we had the first couple of days. So, you know, basically like that, you know, I got involved, and then, you know, as of after mint, things were going well. It got a little quiet. Community was worried. Again, I was vocal in there, and man, realistically, I just got lucky that Showtime, Mr. B, Scram, you know, I got added to the team along with Wolf Gemdem and KC8. You know, so we started grinding from that point on. At that point, we got super lucky that Fett, as you mentioned, big in the space, you know, agreed to jump on as an advisor to us. He's been huge. I mean, needless to say, what the guidance and information he has given us, you know, it's been a lot. It's definitely great, you know. So that happened in Q1. And then, you know, from there on, you know, I have some information here that I'll release to you guys, you know, kind of over the process. I don't know if you want me to give you that now or.
Yeah, no, we could kind of give you into just, you know, some of the actual project itself, give a little visual to this stuff, because you guys got some news and things coming out. I know the big thing is right now, like we were talking about, the floor kind of has jumped up to a significant price. Like I said, you're at like the 112 to 115 range, somewhere in there right now. But there's big news that you guys have announced. I know there's a couple of things that we've seen over here. This partnership with Lending Pond, which is actually really crazy. And then these vials too. I know people are holding on to these. So yeah, if you want to kind of walk us through what's been in the works for the team.
So basically, yeah, we introduced, I think it was last week. It was either beginning of this week or last week. We introduced the partnership with Lending Pond. Big shout out to KC Ape, which he ran lead on that. You know, the community was asking for it. And, you know, we went ahead and chased it, you know. Again, we're a community project. So, you know, we try to focus and listen to the community and try to deliver not only on what we think is important for the project, but, you know, what the community kind of wants to see. So in Q2, we released obviously our new roadmap in the website. We launched that the same day. You know, that props to T-Pat. He's a community member that helped us out as a web dev. I mean, the website looks amazing. Mm-hmm. And then what we got going on right now is this Friday, we have the drop of our vials. We're actually doing a 1-for-1 drop of the vials. So basically, if you own 5 apes delisted, obviously they have to be delisted. If you own 5 apes, you're going to get 5 vials. If you own 10 apes, you're gonna get 10 vials. If you own 100 apes, you're gonna get 100 vials. Initially, we were gonna charge a 2 ADA cost charge to cover the cost and send us some ADA back. After consideration and, you know, and talking within the team, we decided to cover that cost ourselves. Wow, it's a hefty price to drop 9,999 vials. Yeah, but, you know, this community deserves it. They deserve it, you know, and that's what we chose. So basically, like I said, so if you have your ape delisted, you're gonna get that vial. We're gonna be dropping. We got a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, which is our jungle juice.
That's what I was gonna ask. So the different tiers on Friday, are we able to use the vials Friday and actually mutate the ape? Okay. So
the vials that we're gonna do the drop now. We're currently working on the mutants, which is Mutation Nation. That's going to be dropping. That's going to be available for mint. I mean, and don't hold me to it because obviously we're working on it. About a month and a half, 2 months. So we're thinking third quarter for that. And then we're gonna. So, but back to the vials. There's going to be tier 1, which is obviously the lowest level. There's going to be about 6,924 of those. Tier 2 of the jungle juice is going to be 2,987 of those. And then tier 3, there's going to be 38 of those. Those are like,
oh, wow.
How Wolf likes to say, they're hyper rare.
Yeah.
You know? So if you get a hold of one of those tier 3 mega jungle juice files, I mean, those are going to be 1-for-1. So
I feel like I just went backwards on the thing. Is this the tier 1?
Tier 3 was the green ape one. You
got it. So this is tier 1 right here, and then tier 2, and then eventually tier 3.
Correct. The skull's cool. Tier 3.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Sorry, I did that backwards while you're talking.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
That's dope. So there's 3 different types of mutations that you guys are going to be able eventually to mutate the apes. Kind of, you guys are following kind of that same footprint, that blueprint that Bored Ape Yacht Club has kind of made very popular out there. Is that something that was originally planned back when was that something that was birthed out of the community of, hey guys, this would be an awesome idea? How did that kind of come about?
Well, when there was still talks before we took over of different routes we would take, mutations did come up, and then the old team did kind of, before they disappeared, they brought up the mutants. I mean, the community really wanted it. So obviously once we took over, that was the game plan. I mean, we were going to go mutants because the community was all about it. And then I mean, something, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. When we took over, we had our option A and option B vote to decide the fate of the nation, our direction. We actually let the community vote on whether we would be burning apes. There was a bunch of things integrated into that vote. So, but yeah, man, the community chose the path, and here we are. So now back to the thing I told you, a month and a half, 2 months more or less on the mutants. Something pretty cool about Mutation Nation. So obviously the OG collection has 9,999 apes. So let's say you hold a rank, I don't know, let's say a rank 500. You're going to be able to mutate that one ape OG. You're going to be able to mutate it with a tier 1 jungle juice vial and a tier 2 jungle juice vial. So essentially you can end up with a set of 3 of the same ape, which is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's different. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's pretty cool. It'll be a set. Now, however, obviously the tier 3, the mega vial of the jungle juice, you won't be able to do that because those are going to be 1-for-1s.
Yeah, I can
or
imagine.
1-of-1s, excuse me.
I mean, only so limited amount too. It makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool. We're excited about that. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming.
So what was the timeline again on this, as far as once the the airdrop for all the vials and stuff happens? So when are you going to actually be able to? Do they have any kind of date, or like you said, the Q2 or for the actual mutation itself?
Right now it's about the beginning of Q3.
Q3, okay.
Yeah, so we're beginning of May now, so about a month and a half, 2 months. So the beginning of Q3, we should be ready to roll. I mean, one thing about us, I mean, I know, and I say this all the time, and I'm very repetitive with it. The CNFT space, the NFT space overall moves so fast.
Oh yeah.
One day can feel like a week.
Absolutely.
But, the one thing about us though, like even the vials, we did take a little bit on them. We're just not going to release anything for the sake of releasing anything.
Yeah,
I like that.
We're gonna grind. We're gonna change, and we're gonna get it to the point where we have that wow factor. And if we don't have that wow factor, we're not gonna release it. We're gonna wait till we get there, and that's that's the main thing.
Yeah, no, that's a dope. Like you said, anybody nowadays, it feels like if you're not quick to push something out, people are like they get impatient. They want to move. Like you said, a million miles a minute over here in this space, and like you said, a week here sometimes feels like years. But that's good to hear though. Like you said, you guys are taking your time. You've got an established community, because the biggest thing for me for Ape Nation was just the fact that the community kept it alive, and now it's thriving because of them. So if you got a passionate community behind you, they're way more willing to wait. Hey guys, take your time, do your thing. We believe in the project, and we're here to support you guys as you guys grow. So that's a big thing for me, for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We are where we are because of the community, first and foremost. I mean, without them, we wouldn't be anywhere near where we are right now.
Yeah, even to see like the website and all this stuff, man, it looks really well done. You guys have like you said, it just seems like right now, just in general in NFTs, the 8 projects are hot. That there what's going on inside the space. So you guys have to go ahead. These different projects has to go ahead and actually do something to stand out now. And it's definitely a saturated space as we start to grow. So you guys seem like you guys have a unique thing that's going on. And again, what Lottie said, the community can kind of carry you guys. So what I kind of wanted to ask, what like the roadmap portion of this, obviously we got the vials, we have the mutations that's happening. Do you have anything outside of that people are getting ready to look forward to, or outside of the, just the mutations?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Q2, I already went obviously over, we launched the Canopy Club. I don't know if TJ's aware. I mean, he should be if he's in there. So our Canopy Club is our top 1K ranks. We got an exclusive Discord chat and voice channels for them. And we're going to be doing at the end of this month and at the end of June, we're going to weigh 500 ADA to top 1K holders. Starting the first month of Q3, we're going to be giving away 25% of our royalties.
Oh wow!
Okay. To this top 1K club, which is the Canopy Club. So that's pretty big. That's a bunch of utility there. That's going to come along with automatic access to the off-white list for the mint of the Mutation Nation. Let me jump in here. What else we got?
So you get almost like a little DAO. Maybe is that some sort of a DAO in there? So it says community vote on Ape Nation burn. Like, is it like automatically its own like little DAO inside of there of all the holder? If you're a holder,
I mean, I wouldn't call it a DAO, at least not for now. You know, but the point behind the votes is we're a community takeover.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to let the community decide, you know,
Right.
many things along the way. So that vote we held, that was actually last week. Like I said, back when we started to decide the fate of the nation, we had initially voted to burn, to buy back with 25% of the royalties, buy back apes off the floor so we can burn and reduce the collection.
Okay.
However, you know, it ended up being that it was going to be a lot less than everyone thought. So we had somewhere, I mean, around the 150 range to burn, and that didn't really make sense. You know, it's a limited amount that really wasn't going to make much of a difference. So we decided that, you know, that would go to better use to reward the community with giveaways for advertising, marketing, influencers. You know, there's all types of things that we can do with those apes that would result better for the project overall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's basically what we're rolling out. Hopefully at the end of this this quarter as well, is we're going to be rolling out the escrow service. So we're planning to facilitate the trading of apes. So basically we're going to start off you know, with only apes. So let's say as long as there's an ape involved in your trade, we're going to take care of it for the community at a low cost, you know, to facilitate trading or whatnot. Like you said, we did the Ape Nation vote. They, by the way, they voted not to burn, so we're using that. And then starting Q3, we already started our marketing push and collab push. We're working on that. I mean, it's amazing, you know, when you start growing a little bit and you start getting noticed. We've had a bunch of projects reaching out to us.
Outside of Lending Pond, is what other collabs you got in the future for Ape Nation?
Well, can we even talk about that real quick before you even get into the others? Like Lending Pond itself is a huge collaboration over there. Like they don't just partner up with anybody right now, right? I know they have a bunch of people that they're trying to onboard. The fact that you can offer up your ape as collateral and they're backing this project up. I mean, how did that
utility?
Awesome. how did that kind of come about? Do you have any details on that?
That does say a lot. I mean, that's a big one. In reference to that was KC8 Ape that reached out to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was in communication with them. I don't have the exact details on the conversations. I know that we, you know, as a team, we decided for him to reach out to them, you know, and it came through. So unfortunately, he would be better to answer the details on exactly what was said. But at the end of the day, like you said, it, you know, it says a lot about the project and the direction that we're going in. They like something.
Yeah, it wouldn't be just these other companies or other brands and stuff like this. They will not just partner up with anybody over here. So the fact that you guys have secured that stuff, it shows that it wasn't just something that was picked up by the community and they're kind of like just trying to push it along. It seems like it's being adopted, and people are kind of really starting to carry this momentum over into other stuff. Because I've seen you guys, you know, being promoted and just there's giveaways and different things like inside of other communities over there. You guys are being well received and other things. And I don't know if there's any other partnerships like TJ to expand on your question.
Well, we do have some things that we're working on right now. Nothing I can say right now.
Okay.
But we do got some big things coming. You know, like I said, we've had some giveaways that we've collabed with other projects and given away. They've given one of our small collabs, but we are pushing and we're in the works for some other big stuff. You know, obviously that's I can't mention anything right now, but
I know we always want to like talk about stuff, so no worries. No
We're always just trying to see what we can get. Always gotta throw it out there.
Yeah, the Lending Pond one though, it's like such a big statement. Like it's them saying so much from such a big name right now in the space. You know, because the whole point is that they're lending you ADA based on like your actual NFT having value. So they obviously understand that these have value if they're willing to take them as collateral for a loan. That's a pretty big statement. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Now, is there any like mechanics kind of in place? So like obviously right now we see the price is doing really well. People are holding on because of the snapshot. Is there any incentives to hold, you know, obviously after that happens, the vials get airdropped. What's the incentive to hold on to the apes, you know, outside of just obviously the value?
Obviously the first incentive is going to be, you know, for the top 1K, you got the royalties. We are 1,001 to the 5,000 rank. We got the Jungle Club, which you know, they're gonna have a whitelist for the upcoming Mutation Nation, and there's other couple things that we're releasing to them as well. You know, and then obviously for Mutation Nation, you need that OG ape to mutate with that vial. So pretty much you're going to submit your OG ape, you're going to submit the vial, and then obviously the mint cost, and you're going to get back your OG ape. The vial is going to be burned, and then you get your Mutation Nation ape as well.
That's sick.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a big thing, you know, at the beginning, whether we would burn the OG apes or not. And we just said, look, at the end of the day, everybody came to this community and loves the project.
Yeah.
You know, the art brought you in and the community kept you there. So how are we going to burn these apes? They're freaking fire. I mean, the art is clean. You know, it speaks for itself, in my opinion. So that was a big decision not to burn them.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you want to continue to build that up. And a lot of people get attached, like you said, to some of this stuff, like, oh, I got this. You know, some people may have picked it up when this thing was down at 11 ADA or something like that. They feel attached, like, hey, now this thing's worth a lot of, you know, a lot of value, but I like to hold on to this stuff and I want to mutate it. I want it to grow. We were talking with another project earlier in the week about how people get attached to their NFTs, like the psychology behind that, and how you can, like you get said, to these transformation events that occur now with these NFTs, and how that brings even more of an attachment to wanting to hold on to whatever it is that you own instead of just getting ready to flip it and sell it off. So that's very, very awesome for you guys in the community. I really like what you guys are doing for that. Are you guys doing any kind of, for the mint itself? Are you guys having is it like an address like send in? Are you using any minting services? Or are you using multi-sig transactions? Like, how's that going to work with the burn event? Do you have, or can you share any details on that?
Yeah. I mean, that FET, we've spoken with FET about that. FET's team, dev team is the one that's helping us out with that. It's not going to be based on a smart contract. It is going to be an address where you send everything in.
Okay.
It's complex, obviously, because of the fact that, you know, you're sending in an ape and you're getting the same ape with the same, or well, I wouldn't say the same traits. Obviously, that's something we're working on, but whatever the mutation is, and then it's getting it sent back. So as far as the technical aspect on that, you know, the dev team's going to take care of that, but it will be it'll be sent in and then we'll send it back. So it is going to be a complex process though.
Yeah, we've seen that earlier back in the space. I think with Yummy was another one of the famous ones where you had to turn in an NFT with the ADA to get something burned back and returned back to you. We've seen other things that have implemented smart contracts on some of the bigger projects out there as well. So I know there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just as long as it works. I think as long as you guys have a smooth drop for the way that you guys are doing that, I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of these mints now, is it's people have a successful experience. It definitely bodes well for the long term of the project.
Yeah, we're definitely working on it being a smooth process. Obviously, that's what we want. And I'm pretty sure that it will be, you know, and then I'll touch a little bit on the mint price, because we're doing something a little bit different. So we actually have our off-white list, we have our white list, and then we have our public.
Okay.
So there's pretty much 3 tiers. So if, again, but going back to the Canopy Club, some of the utility that we were speaking of, if you have a top 1K ape, the assets within that top 1K, you're going to be able to mint that for 29 ADA on your Mutation Nation ape.
Oh, wow.
And you're going to get to mint 48 hours prior to the public.
Oh, wow, okay. That's cool.
So then your Jungle Club, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, 1,001 through 5,000 ranks, you're going to be you're going to be on the white list, which you'll mint 24 hours after off white list, 24 hours prior to the general. And that's going to be also reduced from public at 39 ADA.
Okay.
And then obviously after that, we go to our public, which is going to be 49 ADA. But I mean, I haven't really seen that in a space where they had like an off white list, and general. We thought that was pretty cool, something different.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're a team of 8 with Fed as the advisor. Obviously, we try to come up with new game plans, try to do different things. We don't just want to follow everyone. We want to, you know, be innovative and try to do different things.
Yeah, for sure. So with those whitelists being out there, how much is that? Do you know how much that leaves for the public sale available to mint, assuming everybody mints inside the whitelist?
Well, it's all within the ranks. So your off whitelist, you're going to have 1,000. And then your whitelist, you're going to have ranks 1,001 through 5,000. So that's basically 5,000. So essentially, there would be 4,999 for the whitelist. for the public. However, there is something that goes in there, and I mean, we haven't really decided exactly on the following, but I'll give you a little insight. I remember I said you can mint sets of threes. So if you sets of two, sorry. So if you have a top 1K and you want to submit a V1 vial and a V2 vial, jungle juice, that might leave less. So essentially, we might end up with less. We'll have 9,999 assets, but the total number of different apes, it's going to vary, obviously, depending on who mints what.
Right. Okay. So yeah, depending on, like you said, if the people start to double up on some of this stuff, it could decrease that supply of that 4,999 in the public.
I feel like the community seems really strong. It might be close to that number of 4,999.
Well, and it's not fully. It's more like a community, the third stage, because like I can't get in without an ape, because you have to have an ape, right, for the third public sale. So it's more like just the leftover, like the last bit of the rank in the community. But then anyone with a 1K can also try and buy back in, couldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, and again, like I said, we're about a month and a half, 2 months away from that drop. So we haven't completely decided, but there might be a couple little things that change from here to there in reference to that public.
Okay. Oh, nice.
For now, as of right now, you have to have an ape, but you know that might change.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's good to know though. And so anybody, if they're completely brand new to the project, their best bet as of right now is to go ahead and pick up an ape off the secondary to be able to potentially get into that for now, unless otherwise, obviously, you guys make a move in the next month here.
And you get them under 5,000, you get access to the whitelist there. So you'll
that boat
for your mutation.
That bodes well though for, like you said, most people inside the space, they want to jump in on a mint and just go and flip it right away. But this kind of requires a little bit of an investment into the project at this point, right? You have to actually jump in prior to actually some of this stuff happening. So that kind of shakes out some of maybe those flippers that like to come in right away on those projects. It's a nice buy-in to the community.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, yes, but mainly the reason that we're doing it the way we're doing it, we want to reward the community that's been here with us.
Yeah,
that's stuck around all the way down to 8 ADA. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You stuck with us down to 8 ADA, and we worked our way up. You deserve to have some type of reward and have a benefit that not everybody else has.
Yeah, I really appreciate that too, because it's sometimes you feel so bad sometimes. Like if you're on other projects out there, they're like, man, I feel for those people. So the people that were there from the beginning, like you said, to bring it back to where it is now, and then to give them what you're about to give them, it's got to come full circle. And I think, like you said, it's one of the feel good stories inside the CNFT space, just the NFT space in general, because you don't really see that too often. But you guys are kind of defying the odds. Yeah, you're defying the odds out here in this space and showing what the power community can kind of do.
Yeah, man. That again, man, without a community, you're nothing. You can have the best art, the smartest guys, the best devs. You can have the best of everything. If you don't have a community, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's entirely true. We've seen great projects fade away just because they haven't kept up with stuff. We've definitely seen that.
Absolutely.
Well, dude, it's been really good getting to know and learn a little bit more now. Obviously, TJ's been our kind of resident Ape Nation member over here inside the F35 team, but I think me and Tom, we'll go ahead and jump over into this Discord and interact too, because I'd love to be part of just this community in general. It's fun. It'd be fun to see what happens.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of big things coming, and just one more thing, real quick, is the roadmap that you see now. Mm-hmm. It's subject to addition. Never going to be subject to change. We're never going to take anything away. But like the landing pond thing isn't on there. There's a lot of things that aren't on there that I can't guarantee there's going to be additions, but I'm very certain that there's going to be a lot of things added along the way.
Well, dude, like you said, stuff moves at a mile a minute in this space. Next month you guys can have a whole partnership with a whole brand new project. Or whatever it may be, anew. So. Absolutely, you don't want to hold yourself to that. You kind of build along the way. So, but I know that you guys got a good team behind you guys. Got some great advisors, like you said, with that. So it's cool to see what you guys are doing. I trust that you guys are doing. You guys are on the right road right now.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate it, man. And stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff to come.
Yeah,
thanks for coming on, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, dude, yeah, Jrod, it's been really good to get to know you a little bit. We appreciate you jumping in, repping for Ape Nation over there. Again, like you said, another Florida boy with us. So it's dope to have you on inside the podcast, dude. So yeah, we will definitely look to jump over there and get the chance to talk with you guys again. This has been another community spotlight. Jrod, we appreciate you jumping on, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks to TJ for sticking around.
There you go.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Holding the faith. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.